Hello, welcome to the Basketball Addicts podcast. Today we have another YouTube short. We're basically going to be talking about Ben Simmons. This is a, free platform of talk about anything. It could be recent, later. It's basically he's pretty much in the trade market. Everybody knows that he lost the series. So, yeah, Chris, what do you think about Ben Simmons?
Is the Shanghai Sharks a part of the trade agreement?
Yes, they are.
Perfect. That's all I need to know. Send him to China
Yes, sir. Got
with
to.
Lance,
I mean, go ahead.
with Lance Stevenson. They can play on the same team.
Yes. Yes.
Drop 70.
They deserve each other.
Right?
Uh,
Match made in heaven.
yeah. So what do you think is the thing that you dislike most about Ben Simmons?
Um, it's not that I dislike the man because I don't know him personally, but far as
Uh-huh.
his game, the fact that he hasn't grown as a player, that gives me signs of you're not working, you're not getting in the gym like you're supposed to. These videos that you shoot that you're supposedly in the lab, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Making threes, but it's not translated to the game. Why is it
Yeah.
that you're in what? I'm not. Was it year 3 or 4 right now?
I think it's
Maybe
4.
year 4, and you're still unable to consistently knock down a free throw. You're still
Yes.
unable to knock down anything farther than 15 feet, than 10 feet from the basket. You're like you have not developed any type of game. Okay, and I know some people are going to be like, "Well, LeBron can't hit free throws. He shoots under 70%. You know what I mean? Under 90%." That's besides the point. LeBron dominates the game in other facets that it doesn't really matter if he can shoot free throws or not that well. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Ben Simmons doesn't even. He's not even showing progression. What team wants
Yes.
that? No team wants a player who can't progress, who can't evolve. Every
Mhm.
time you step back on the floor, we're supposed to see a different Ben Simmons. We have yet to
Yeah.
see that. Yes, he's improved defensively. Big fucking whoop. You can't score. The name of the game is
Yeah.
scoring. You're a point guard. You have a big in Joel Embiid. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. You
No,
have a
go
big in
ahead.
Joel Embiid, right? Who needs the floor spaced. You're crowding the lane because the only way you can be effective on the floor is with the ball in your hands and 10 feet from the basket.
Yes.
He can't go to work that way. Now you turn him into a 3 point shooter. He's not the best, but he can do it
Yes.
sometimes. You know what I mean? He needs back to the basket basketball for him to be effective.
Yes.
You're really I don't want to say a parasite, but you're toxic to the organization because you don't fit into the you don't fit the process that they were trying to get us to trust.
Yeah.
They thought you were going to turn into something that you're not. But we've seen flashes of this in LSU. You're just not that player. You're not.
Yeah, I feel like the sentiment is pretty. I think the thing that I think the thing that makes us all upset is his potential is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And basically like there's some high if you look up his high school
Mm-hmm.
like mixtapes, he's pulling up mid-range shots. Now, I obviously weren't at the games, don't know if that was like 1 out of every 100, so it's hard to know what his skill set is at and right now if it's that's able to do at the NBA level. I mean, obviously we've seen that he must not trust it or
Yeah.
he's not working on it. So basically, what makes me upset is he's delusional. What I mean by that is a lot of the times I guess he has this aura around him of being Ben Simmons, like the gifted one. Ben Simmons, the number one pick. Ben Simmons, oh, I'm with LeBron. LeBron's going to be like, he's the one that's in my ear. You know what I mean? I'm a great defender. I'm a great passer. If I was on my own team and had shooters around me, I would be unstoppable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he would be great. And he would probably average, let's say, 18 to 20 a game 10 and 10,
Mm-hmm.
right? Amazing, highly efficient. That's not going to win a championship, though. Like,
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't understand that his style of play is so flawed that he is not going to be able to be a functional person on a winning team.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's the thing that he's thinking in this world where when Joel Embiid's not on the floor, I'm running up down the court and I'm dominating the game, right? We play fast. He looks great, yes, but his style of play can't lead to winning if his shooting is so terrible.
Exactly.
And all we're really talking about is, can you have a free throw line and in? Can you at least be somebody from the 70s?
That's all we're asking. He like I didn't go ahead.
I mean, like, how many free throw shots is he getting up a day? This is where things people now the news that he's getting coddled makes a lot of sense here, because other than defense, the man has not progressed at all, except maybe a little bit more consistent finishing around the rim.
Perfect point right there.
So he's getting coddled. How hard is he really working? How
Mm-hmm.
much is he working on his mental game to be able to shoot free throws, to get over the whole thing? Because we saw him hesitate with the layup. We've seen him get really fluctuated in playoffs series against Atlanta Hawks. Like, this guy has problems. He either is a terrible shooter or a terrible mental, like, self-confidence guy, or is a mix of both.
Yeah.
So there has to be a lot of work done, and the sad thing is nobody trusts you to do it. That's why nobody's trading for you for the value that you probably would have had 2 or 3 years ago.
Exactly.
So, yeah, 100%, man. He really needs to work on those things, and we don't know. But I think what makes us most upset is he is in a rarefied air with gifts.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I feel like you were thinking about saying something. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I was just gonna go back to the fact where you said in high school he was able to shoot the mid range. Even in summer league, he was showing us flashes that he could shoot a little bit. You know what I mean? There was
Yes.
hope, and then just
Mhm.
all disappeared for us.
Yeah.
And then you also have the fact. I'm gonna go to another point that you made. You have you said he's being coddled. He has people around him who refuse to tell him he sucks. He doesn't
Yes.
have good friends. His friends are like, oh man, you're the best.
Uh-huh.
It's okay. They don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Me, you need me to come in your face like you fucking suck. Get in the gym.
Yes.
You making us look bad out here. Something
Yes.
got to do, like something, because the fans, the media, and I don't know, affiliate was coddling them too much or something like that. But
Uh-huh.
we not going to give you a pass like everybody else is. When we
Yeah.
know you fucking suck, we gonna let you know you fucking suck, and he fucking sucks.
Yes.
Not that he's a bad basketball player. It's just that he has the gifts, like you said, but he's
Yes.
just not utilizing them. We were
Yes.
expecting LeBron, but we're not getting that right now.
No, not at all. He's
Not at all.
beyond gifted.
I remember when he got drafted, we were high up on Big Simmons. Ben Simmons, Ben Simmons, Ben Simmons, you know what I
Yes.
mean? And then we were looking at Zoe like, Zoe ain't gonna be nothing, you know what I mean?
Yes.
He got potential, but Zoe's doing better than Ben Simmons right now.
Yes. 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 Zoe's a great comparison because Zoe's shot was probably more broken than his. That's great. That's a phenomenal comparison. I
And
mean, go ahead.
listen, what I was trying to figure out is like, is there is there something wrong with Philly? Because
Mm.
Philly breaks point guards for some reason.
Oh
They
yeah,
broke
no.
Markel,
Yeah.
they broke Ben. It,
Michael Carter Williams, the rookie of the
like
year.
yeah, like
Yeah.
they're breaking point guards.
That's true.
I
Never thought
don't
about that.
I don't know.
Maybe it's the AI curse. Once you don't name an obvious point guard a point guard, and now you can't get another point guard since then.
Yeah.
What I there is a lot of gifts there. We talk about it a lot. It's very obvious that his gifts are top 3, top 5 best players in the league. But I also think he doesn't know how close he is falling off the ledge. What I
Mm,
mean by that is He has a reputation. We all know his weaknesses. So
Mm-hmm.
every defense in the regular season can expose it every game. There's gonna come a point in time where people who are even like if they trade for him or something of that manner will say, should we still give him the ball in his hands?
Exactly.
Because if you think that he is never going to grow because he's not either there mentally or he's not going to be able to work on a shot or a mix of both, he is going to fall off the cliff real quick of never being an all-star again. Because how can you make an argument for a guy who's in the all-star game who can't shoot free throws, has been exposed multiple times and scoring with like 15 points per game? It's
Mm-hmm.
basically his fame, what we know about him defensively has been pushing him to those, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, in a few years, it could be close as two. He could be put off ball. And then his value, because my value is when the ball is in my hands, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then he might turn into like a poor man's Andre Iguodala, where Andre Iguodala is a really great passer, can't really by said poor man's because Andre Iguodala can shoot better than him, but he's a liability shooting and a great
Yeah.
defender. Like that's his. It's coming close to the point in time where you're saying, why are we giving the guy who can't score more than 18 points per game the ball all the time?
Exactly.
It's coming close because there's so many gifted guards that can pick and roll 20 points per game. There's like 5 coming out of every draft that can pull up from like beyond 3. Like look at Davion Mitchell wasn't the number 1 pick in the draft, but he could do like all of those things, right? So
Yeah.
there's just so many guys in the league right now that are great with the ball in their hands. So he really, I mean, it really might get taken away from him if he does not show improvement.
And that's very true. That's very true because, like you said, like there's the way the league has evolved. Ben Simmons should come out and look like the league today, but he looks like a player from the '70s,
Yes.
from the '60s. You know what I mean? Like at least something like that. Like he's in the wrong era. It seems like because he's. It's not. I don't know if he's unable to develop a shot because we've seen flashes,
Yeah.
but he's just not willing to put the work in. I mean, like maybe I look, I'm on the outside looking in, but from watching his points per game, watching games, you know what I mean,
Hmm.
watching film because that's what we all do. We technically all watch film
Yeah.
because we watch the NBA.
Yeah.
He's not developing. You
No.
don't see anything that's like,
No.
Ben Simmons.
No.
No, you're not attracted to him. What you're really looking at, you go, oh my God, Joel Embiid. You know what I mean? He's not even. He's an afterthought in Philly right
Yeah.
now. So now you have now because you have waited so long, and I've said this before in previous podcasts. I'm going to reiterate this sentiment as long as I can until it is true, until he is traded. The thing is that Philly messed up. Philly had everybody high on Ben Simmons after the summer league, right?
Yes.
We were still high on Ben Simmons after the first season. He did great, rookie of
Yes.
the year.
Yes.
When he had all that trade value, and he started showing us that, hey, I might not be that guy. Remember that video? Hey, pal, you're not that guy.
Yeah.
You're not that guy, pal. When he starts saying that, that's when he should have been out of there.
Yeah.
They should not have given it 3 more years. Trust the process. Because then at that point, he would have had more trade value. You would have got something better back. Now you're about to get nothing,
Yes.
virtually nothing, considering the type of player that he could be.
Yes.
Because we're still waiting on him to become that player. And I
Yes.
know I'm one and you've one as well to be like, just give him a chance. You know what I mean? Julius Randle, we were so high on Julius Randle as the most improved player. Like we can't just start selling these guys short, start calling them a bust. But look, when somebody shows you who they are, you gotta believe them.
Yeah. The even more even the piggyback off of that is you were seeing signs with Joel Embiid and him that weren't working. And
Mm-hmm.
everybody, even though everybody loves Ben Simmons, everybody's like Joel Embiid's upside is higher, and he's closer to it than Ben Simmons, right? So I guess that you're right. 2 years ago, they probably should have cut the cord. They probably could have gotten something better, somebody like Brandon Ingram. I'm just spitting a name of a guy who's on the level that you could have gotten for Ben Simmons, and it would have been a great fit.
Exactly. And then think about that time in Philly, right? How the furthest they ever got was when they added Jimmy Butler to the team, which was a
Yes,
guard who could score.
yes, not that well from three too.
Right.
Yeah,
A guard who could score and who could take the load off Ben Simmons. And you have that in Steph Curry. Don't get me wrong. You have that in Steph Curry. He was a 3-point shooter. He actually made it a little bit easier for Ben to operate.
yes,
But once they were able to, okay, Steph Curry, let him score. Boom. We want to get him out the game. Because if he can't pass and make plays like he wants to and be effective how he can, which is only 10 feet from the
hmm
basket, then we've got this game. And that's how the Atlanta Hawks won. On paper, Atlanta Hawks is a great team. Young, great
I
team.
picked him to win.
Jason picked him to win. But did anybody else think that the Philadelphia 76ers would get beat by such a young team? Considering how much meat they had, Joel Embiid, they had Ben
hmm
Simmons, you got these shooters, you know what I mean? You got a great coach in Doc Rivers. Who would have thought that they would have lost to the Atlanta Hawks? And that just shows the fact that Ben Simmons is a liability on the floor. He's
Yes,
become a liability.
yes,
He's not even a good liability. Shaq was a good liability. He
yes,
can't shoot free throws, but he's gonna dominate you, drop 50 on your
yes,
head if you let him. You know what I mean? Block shots, get rebounds. He's not even a good liability
yes,
because he can't score, he can't shoot free throws, and his mental is wrong.
yes.
I don't, and like I said, I don't know if it's Philly that's breaking point guards who's like destroying his mental. I don't know if it's the pressure that was put on him. Eventually, he just like crumbled under pressure because
hmm
everybody was like, "Oh, he's the next LeBron." Oh, that's a lot of pressure
Yeah,
to be compared to the goat. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Everybody can't live up to those expectations. So maybe we do have some expectations for Ben Simmons,
hmm
but we see something, some potential, some rare gifts inside this man that we feel like it was right to say
yeah,
this. Now, if you can't live up to it, that's on you. But we have high expectations for you. But now we're like, maybe you're not who we thought you were. Maybe we still gotta wait a little bit before we see the next because you're just not giving us that right now.
yeah. I feel like two people that can be comparable to him is one thing with Giannis. Even though Giannis doesn't have a 3-point shot yet, we know his mental's there and he's working on his game.
Mm-hmm.
So even though his free throw percentage is better than Ben Simmons, but we know he's working, right? We see the physical
Yeah.
changes, we see the skill, his all this type of stuff. So he's in a different class because we know his mind's gonna get there, right? His mental's gonna
Yeah.
be there. He's not gonna, there's gonna come a point in time where he's probably shooting 3-point shots more consistently, like all that type of stuff. You're seeing the development year by year. We don't see that from Ben
Yeah.
Simmons, and it's crazy because I always thought Ben Simmons was a great comparison to Scottie Pippen, but he's even a worse shooter than Scottie Pippen. I would have never have guessed that I would be saying that about a modern player, but he really
Yeah.
is. So, I mean, it's just in the league's changed, defense hasn't become as an important, you know what I mean? So Scottie Pippen's more valuable in the 90s than he is now. Um, so it's just going to be hard for him to be good on a winning team because there's so many winning teams with Dame Dollars and Steph Curry's. Like, what are you gonna you're gonna pay 4 first round draft picks for a guy who's gonna be off ball and score 12 points a game? Like his
Yeah.
ability off ball is scary how bad it is. Like unless you have a Steph Curry Golden State system where we need a power forward that can make pinpoint passes like Draymond Green, which is like one team in the league, he's screwed on his value.
Yeah.
So it's I just don't think he understands the way things are trending for him. Yeah.
He's delusional and Philly's delusional. He's delusional because he feels like he's still this caliber of player that he's yet to show us that he
Yeah.
is. And Philly's delusional because they still believe that they can get his caliber of player return back
Mhm.
for a lesser
Yeah.
player in Ben Simmons.
You're gonna have to give up a lot to get somebody like Dame. You mean you're probably gonna have to give up
Yeah,
him, Maxi, Thibault, and first. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like they're delusional in how much they think they have to give up. So yeah, man.
and how much they think they can get back because they think, oh, you're gonna get picks, all types of
Yeah.
stuff. You're not gonna. You'll be lucky if you get a bench player.
No, not gonna happen.
Like, no, no. And he wants out. He's tired of Philly. Okay, let's see where he goes. I'll keep watching
Yeah.
him. You know what I mean? I'm gonna still be critical of
Yes.
him because he's earned that. He has earned that. You know what I mean? Because after years of watching this man, he hasn't
That's
performed.
true. Yeah, 100%.
He just hasn't. So, like what I'll give it a good comparison to, but not a complete comparison is because there's two different players, and I believe one is the GOAT and the other is not. With LeBron in his first years, you know what I mean? He was showing up a
Yes.
lot, but everybody was still really critical of him because he was like, "You haven't won yet. You haven't won
Hmm.
yet. We want you to be like Mike. You got to go ahead and win that championship." It took him going to Miami for him to finally get over the hump and break through the
Yes.
ceiling. Maybe it takes a team change for Ben Simmons to finally reach the potential that we think he
Yeah, that's
has.
true.
Maybe Philly's calling him. Maybe they need to okay, maybe he needs somebody to be tough on him and go hey, why are you out here partying right
Yeah.
now? Go get in the
Yeah.
gym.
Stop.
We don't need 30-second clips of you shooting threes. We need you in the gym
Yeah.
consistently, working out. Your body looks the same. You have not changed. You don't look jacked. You're not dominating nowhere. You're just
Yeah.
defensive. You fast, okay, boom. These are natural gifts, but you're not working
Hmm.
out. You're not getting in the gym.
Skill development. Yeah. That's his lack. That's his weakness. So.
That's his fatal
Yeah.
flaw. He's been getting off with natural gifts for so long that he doesn't know how to
Hmm.
work. He doesn't know that it takes work to stay in this league. He's gonna be in China very soon. If he does not develop work ethic, he'll be next to Lance
Yeah.
Stevenson. They'll be dropping 70 points MVPs together.
Oh my goodness. All right. Do you have anything else for this?
No, also one quick thing. I'm not dissing Lance Stevenson. I actually like him as a player. It's just that he's in China as well, so I'm just going that's the only
Yeah.
reason. That's
Him
the
and
only
Jim or
reason I keep bringing him
Fredette can
up.
chill together.
Yeah, they'd be great on
Yeah,
the
they
team.
would
Oh
be.
my god. Jimmy Fredette needs the ball in his hand and
Yeah.
shoot.
Yeah. Yes, sir. All right. Well, this is gonna be the end of this YouTube short about Ben Simmons. Really, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys disagree, leave a comment. So yeah, you guys can like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so for when we post a new YouTube video, you can listen to it. So yeah, we are on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you listen to podcasts. You guys can follow our podcast
Sure.
content. So yeah, I'm Jason Collins,
And I'm
and
Chris
we are the
Muhammad.
Basketball Addicts.